Hi, I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. We're a little bit different kind of YouTube channel, and we've kind of evolved over the past year to where I want it to go. What I actually set out to do was take my experience as a financial advisor and my knowledge of how the financial industry works and bring it into the 21st century and use the data revolution to give the benefits of the financial world to more people. So what I've tried to do and where I'm trying to take this channel is to create something of a hedge fund from the ground up and make it available to the common person. Well, first of all, you got to understand how a hedge fund works. First of all, they basically don't deal with you unless you have over $1 million to invest. You give them your $1 million and they enter into what is called a 2 and 20 arrangement. That is, you pay a 2% fee on what you give them. So if you give them $1 million, you're going to be charged a $20,000 fee, and then they have a 20% of whatever growth they generate. So in other words, if they get a 25% growth on your $1 million, that's $250,000 that they generate off of your million. They take 20% of it and you keep 80% of it. So they take $50,000. So off of your $1 million, they're going to make 70,000. So out of your $250,000 growth that year, you're giving them 70,000. You end up with 180,000, or your overall growth on your $1 million is 18%. Now they have other little caveats in there, such as a hurdle rate, and that is that they don't get anything of the 20% if they don't surpass some sort of rate. Now, sometimes that's keyed to the S&P 500, or it may be a fixed rate. And then they also have what they call a high water mark, and that is if they have a good year and your million grows to 150 or 1,500,000, and then the next year it goes down to 1,250,000. They don't get paid that 20% fee because they lost money, and they will not get paid unless they surpass that watermark of 1,500,000 sometime in the future. So that's kind of how they work. They are for wealthy people, and it's not, and again, understand the entry fee is $1 million, and you usually sign a contract that says you can't have access to that money for a year, 2 years, 5 years, whatever. Different contracts under different hedge fund managers. But you need to recognize some of the wealthiest people in this world are hedge fund managers because they do well. Well, how do they do well? They take your money and they buy some of the best analysts available. They buy quantum computers. They pool the knowledge of many people to achieve what they've shown they can achieve in the past. So what this video is about is how Best of Us Investors wants to become your hedge fund. And that is, but understand, we're not going to charge you the 2 and 20%. We're going to take the advantage of the digital economy and put it in your lap and give you the opportunity to get the kind of returns that hedge funds have. That's what this video is about. My dream and my plan to make Best of Us Investors your personal hedge fund. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about our past record. Let's talk about what the direction we see ourselves going today. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you one of the stocks that I've shared with my tribe. That's what we call ourselves, a tribe. These are the people who are participating at this point. I'm going to share with you one of the stocks that we believe is going to basically grow exponentially over the next 3, 5, 10 years. So that's what this video is about. Stick with me. Let me share with you, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm really not your hedge fund. I'm just here to entertain and educate you.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
Okay, let's talk about my personal past history. I got into this basically in 2019. In 2019, my portfolio grew at a rate of 29.7%. In 2020, it grew at a rate of 63.9%. And thus far this year, it's up 19.4%. And I'm pretty confident that I can break a 50% mark for the year total. So how have we done this? Well, I have concentrated, I'm event oriented, and that is, I believe that our big companies grow as a result of events, something that happened that changed the world we live in. The easiest way to think about that is we had a data revolution, and that created the internet. And then we had a e-commerce revolution, and that created Amazon. Then we had a social media revolution, and that created Facebook and multiple social media. Then what happened just 15, 16 months ago was the coronavirus. And as a result of the coronavirus, we're going to have the medical revolution. The delivery of our medicine is going to change dramatically. I recognized it before the coronavirus. I recognized there was something going on called genome sequencing and genome editing. And I became aware of this because of my hunger for knowledge about treating cancer. I lost my daughter to cancer. I lost my mother to cancer, my father to cancer. And I know that cancer is in my body. It just hasn't broken free yet and infected my body. So that was my interest. And so I started the end of last year, is that correct? No, the end of 2020, investing in stocks like Intella. And it's up as a result of the coronavirus. It's and their research. It's up 217% in my portfolio. Again, understanding genome sequencing. I have two stocks, Pacific Bioscience, which is up 80%. It's been up over 100%, and Illumina, also a genome sequencing, it's up 60%. It has been up as high as 120%, and it will go back up there as the world, become more aware of it. And then I'm also interested in 3D printing. I have 3D systems. It's up 44% in the thus far this year. So that's where my emphasis is going, towards the medical revolution. Now, I have some stocks in that same category that aren't doing so well, such as Editas down 33, Invate down 31, CRISPR up 7. BioCrisp up 10. But I'm confident, as I know this biological revolution or medical revolution is coming, that they will be the exponential growers of the future. And so I advise my tribe. We meet on a regular basis. I hold live sessions and such. And so we talk about these things. Now, what my goal was to bring this beyond just Carrie's mind and bring the tribe in and say, look, I want you to join our Patreon at $10 a month, and then I want you to tell me the stocks within this kind of category of biotech, of 3D printing, of robotics, of EV, the companies that you think that I should look into. And now we formed an investment committee that the committee should look into, and we'll share that knowledge amongst the tribe before we share it with the general public. So you can see we've become our own hedge fund. We've got the skills and the talent amongst our membership of the tribe, and we're sharing, but we aren't charging the 2 and 20. So how has this worked? Well, we saw it really kick in the end of June. Gabe, one of our tribe members, brought to me Netlist. Netlist has been involved in a lawsuit with Google, and you can watch some of the other videos I've done on this. And we shared this, the lawsuit, and what we think is going to be a big settlement with the tribe. And the tribe got in at $3 a share on 6/29. Now, it has gone up to $10 a share, so we were up a 3x. Now, it pulled back last Friday, and we're now only up 125% on it, but we're confident because we've done our due diligence, we've drawn more people to look deeper, lawyers, whatever, and we're confident this is going to 20 and maybe 40. Then what I did was, after we did all our due diligence, as we bought in, then I shared all this information in an early video with the tribe only. Then we made it public and shared it with the general public. What is our objective? To build our own hedge fund, to build our own knowledge base so that we can buy in early before we share it with the rest of the world. And that's basically what the hedge funds do. Goldman Sachs does, JP Morgan. They reward their customers with early knowledge. And that's what we're trying to do, but at the price of $20 or $10 a month as opposed to 2 and 20. So what I wanted to share with you today is we think we've got another one. And it was found by Drew. And what I want to do right now is share with you Drew's analysis of this AbCellera. And watch this, and I think you're going to see that we have taken the event of the coronavirus and figured out what it's going to do and create a behemoth money-making machine. Watch this.
Today we'll be talking about AbCellera Biologics. The ticker symbol is ABCL. AbCellera aims to become the centralized operating system for next generation antibody discovery, where they utilize their artificial intelligence powered drug discovery platform to search and analyze the database of natural immune systems to find antibodies that can be developed as a potential drug. The process from a drug being discovered from a lab and getting FDA approval usually takes a very long time. So in some cases, it could take more than 10 years. Also, it costs billions of dollars to get a single drug in the market. One stage where it takes a lot of time and costs money is the discovering of the drug. Since this is done by scientists, and usually they go through hundreds of experiments to find a candidate molecule to start with, which may not even work out after years of experiments in clinical trials. However, with AbCellera's AI-powered drug discovery platform, drug candidates can be discovered much faster and cheaper. Once AbCellera discovers a potential antibody or a drug, their partner pharmaceutical companies would take that drug into phase 1, 2, 3 trials for FDA approval, paying AbCellera a fee. One of the major reasons why some investors stay away from biotech pharmaceutical companies is because the stock price can plummet huge based on the failure of a clinical trial. And this cannot be anticipated by technical analysis, since that doesn't predict the result of a trial. In some cases, that stock price can plummet 50% or more on a single news. AbCellera, they are not involved with clinical trials, but they just discover the antibody or the potential drug and hand it over to its partners, receiving a fee, which in my opinion makes AbCellera less riskier regarding the stock price. The way that AbCellera makes money, I think, is really smart, and it's an amazing model. First of all, they receive a fee as they discover the antibody or the potential drug for their partners. However, they also receive royalties as the drug gets FDA approved and starts selling in the market, meaning an amazing stream of revenue for AbCellera in the upcoming years. As of March 31st, 2021, AbCellera had 29 partners whom they are conducting drug discovery activities, including big pharma companies such as Eli Lilly, Novartis, Pfizer, GSK, and etc. They also have 119 discovery programs that are either completed, in progress, or under contract. Just to make this clear, it may take some time since the antibody or drug needs to go through clinical trials and get the FDA approval. But once the antibody that AbCellera has discovered starts getting FDA approvals and starts selling in the market, I see AbCellera as a cash compounding machine. So for one example, AbCellera has discovered bamlanivimab, an antibody to treat confirmed COVID-19 patients, which actually reduced the hospitalization by approximately 70%, targeting the virus spike protein, S protein, that neutralizes the virus before it enters the host. Bamlanivimab was developed from an antibody that was discovered from the blood of a recovered COVID-19 patient. Within 1 week of receiving the sample, AbCellera screened over 5 million antibody-producing cells to identify and isolate approximately 500 unique antibodies that bind to COVID-19. The binding antibodies were then tested to find those most effective in neutralizing the virus, which was bamlanivimab. They also discovered a new antibody neutralizing the COVID-19 variant that's actually recently entered the clinical trials. Now, both Bill Gates and Peter Thiel are investors of this company. And if you quickly look at their financials, their total revenue was 4.6 million in 2020 Q1, whereas in Q1 2021, it increased to 202 million, which was approximately 50x. Out of that 202 million, 171 million came from the royalty from that one drug getting FDA approved. Now, if you think about it, they have 119 discovery programs in process at this point and 29 partners. If one drug getting FDA approval brought in that much revenue, you can imagine how much they would bring in, even if only 10% of these drugs that they're working on succeeded to get FDA approval. And again, they receive royalties. So as long as a drug is FDA approval and being sold to the market from any of their partner companies, AbCellera makes money. I also think they will expand their partners and will keep working on more drug discoveries, increasing the potential to have more drugs in the market in the future. Current stock price is approximately $15 to $16, which came down from its high when it IPO'd at around $70. Their lockup period has expired on June. There have been some insider sellings, which makes sense, and that usually happens. And again, I just want to reiterate that since it does take some time for a drug to be FDA approval, I do think it may take some time before we see some really nice price actions from AbCellera. But once the antibodies start getting FDA approval, it will start bringing in a ton of revenue to the company, in my opinion. And that is why I'm investing now at its all-time low, below $16 to $17, and am happily dollar cost averaging down. For me, this is a very long-term investment, and I will not be surprised if the stock price goes even more down from this point in the short term, or maybe a couple of years, if not more. But whenever there is a dip, I'm happily adding more and have no thoughts on selling a single share.
Now, again, we shared this early with the tribe on July 23rd, and we're making it public today, July the 27th. So think of it this way, is we have hedge fund owners that pay us $10 a month. We gave them this information before we shared it with the general public. Is that fair? That's the game that's being played that you are not invited to participate in. If you're a member of a hedge fund, and you've got your million or 10 million or 100 million, or you're a member of Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan's financial wealth management group, which again has a entry price of over $1 million. So why not duplicate what they're doing by using the minds of more people and achieving equal or greater results, but not charging 2 and 20. Okay? That's what this is all about. That's what I'm trying to build and what I'm inviting you to become a part of. Now, is there a price to it? Yeah, there's actually 2 prices. They have 2 and 20. We have $10 a month. That works out to be $120 a year. Plus, we want your mind. We want your knowledge. We want your experience so that you can help us find the, what is it? AbCellera. AbCellera of tomorrow. They're out there. And we just got to find them. So that's what Best of Us Investors is all about. If you want to become a part of it, go to bestofusinvestors.com. Give me your email address and your name, and I'll send you an invite. And you can take a look at it. If you think it's worth $10 a month, become a part of it. So that's what a hedge fund is all about. That's how it works, and that's what Best of Us Investors are all about, and that's how it works. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.